Welcome to Machine God Eats, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't been here before, my name is Mr. Darling, and I identify as a heterosexual Black American male. And before you scroll off this video because you don't want to hear about identity politics, I agree with you. I feel that these labels divide us, but whether we feel that way or not, these labels do define us. And when we go out into this world is going to perceive us based on certain labels. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're Black, you're white, you're Latino, you're Russian, whatever the case may be, the world is going to have some preconceived notions on who you are as an individual. As a Black American male, a lot of people may have some preconceived notions about how I may move and shake in these streets because of a lot of stereotypes that permeate throughout media and culture, through our music and through our movies. And I've talked about this a lot on this channel, but we're not going to go into that today. I want to talk about our personal identities and the insecurities that come along with those things. Me being a Black American male, a lot of times I feel like I have to perform, outperform, outlast, outdo everybody, every one of my contemporaries wherever I work, no matter what project I'm on, no matter what I'm doing, even here on the internet. I have to go above and beyond just to get the attention, a little bit of attention that somebody who may identify as something else, and the world may see that person's identity as something else, may have to go through. Because it is a game that I have to play on hard mode. I have to prove that I'm articulate. I have to prove that I'm intelligent. I have to prove that I'm just a little bit above the rest. And it's not just because I'm a Black male, it's because those are the insecurities that live in me. Those are the insecurities that I've latched on to and I've owned. And so um, they affect the way I move throughout this life. And these are things that I'm trying to let go as far as those things that are negative that I feel that are tied to my identity. I shouldn't feel like I have to overly prove myself because I'm a Black man. You understand? And sometimes people are not even perceiving me that way. That's how I'm perceiving myself in my head. Like, for instance, at work. The last couple of weeks, I haven't been very social. Okay, not at all. And being at work, being social, a lot of times I'm the happy one. I'm the one that's trying to pull everybody together, trying to make the mood a little bit better. But I just haven't been. I haven't felt like it. I've been to myself. I've been doing my tables, and even sometimes I'm a little short with my tables. Even though my tables don't catch on to it, I catch on to it because I don't feel like being social right now. I just don't. But if I'm just even a little bit aggressive or a little bit frustrated, all of a sudden it's a big deal. I'll give you a perfect example. Last week I had about we're supposed to have 3 tables at a time, but at this point we were very busy. I had 4, which is fine, but it put me behind due to our procedures and how we interact with these tables. Okay. And it's very frustrating when the kitchen is taking all day. We had a new cook in the back. The cook was taking forever with the food, which is okay, understandable. But our boss is back there and she's supposed to be running the window. And we also have a new manager. Supposed to be back there helping the kitchen. There was a management failure all around, and food was taken all day. But I'm out here pacifying my customers. They don't see none of that frustration. But when I come to the back, I have to get my bearings. One of my tables had just got up and paid, so I have to get them together. I still have 3 other tables that I'm tending to. When I go back there, my boss was like, da 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 da. She's asking me something, but at this time, you know, I'm trying to get my stuff together in my head. I don't need her help. I just need to get my stuff together. I'm like, no, I don't need this. Just like she's like, why are you so frustrated? Why are you so frazzled? I said, Shelly, because I had 4 fucking tables. Like, she's like, you didn't have 4 tables when I went out there. You only had 3. I said because one of them just got up. And then I hear later that she tells one of the other servers that server that she's talking to, and another server, our attitudes wasn't on point that day. We're like, what are you talking about, lady? We're busy back here. You need to deal with this one. Don't worry about me, what I'm doing, and all that. But I feel like just that little bit of frustration out of my voice. Oh, it's a big deal on my attitude. No, it wasn't an attitude. It was just like, bro, you know how it is being a server when you running back and forth. Let me get my bearings. I wasn't behind. Nobody was complaining. It wasn't nothing like that. I wasn't asking for help. I was standing there. God damn it! Like, leave me the fuck alone. But this is like one of those things, right? There's a reason I'm making this video, okay? Because I want to talk about insecurities and those identities. Like I say, sometimes we hold on to those things and those tropes and those stereotypes, and we navigate throughout the world, and we think everybody else is perceiving us this way. Let's give you a little anecdotal, background piece about how I feel like in my skin. Sometimes in a simple way. Obviously, there could be other situations where I could feel even more out of place, but this is just my day to day, dealings and trying to not come off as too aggressive or too much as a Black man. I could be louder than everybody, and it can't come off. I'm making this video because I don't talk about my family a lot. I don't talk about, you know, because their stories are their own to tell. Okay. But I am, what a lot of you guys don't know is that I am the father to a trans person. I'm going to put it like that. That person was born a a male and has transitioned into a female. I don't talk about that because, like I said, that's my personal life. I'm not here. I don't have no judgment towards my child when it comes to that. I can't, right? But the reason I'm talking about identity is because my child, that person, she is afraid of how the world perceives them. Now, my thing is, your identity is your own. Okay, once my child became of age, they decided that that's something that they wanted to do. That's not something that me and their mother have a say in. That's not something that you can blame either parent. We raised that person together. This is just their identity. This is how they want to go throughout the world. Great, right? Obviously, y'all, those that know me and that follow this channel know I have my opinions about the system and the machine that probably led up to that, including our parenting snafus by allowing our child to just be unregulated on the internet, and I'll just put it at that. But they are afraid to present themselves to the world because they're afraid of the way the world is going to perceive them. And I'm here to say, if my my child is watching this video, the world is going to look at you however the world's going to perceive you. You have to own your identity for yourself. You understand? But you also have to understand that the rest of the world is not going to see you 1,000% the way you see yourself. Just like I may see myself a certain way, I may see myself as a top tier intelligent individual. The world may not perceive me in that way, right? And I can't make the world perceive me in that way. I may look at myself as, oh, I do the best I can in this world, and this is how I identify. I work hard. I may identify as a hard worker. I may identify as a good artist. I may identify as a good entertainer. But the world may not see that from me, right? That may just be how I see myself, and that is okay as long as that's how it, as long as I'm able to live in my own skin. For my child who identifies as a woman, now, if you have to own that, you have to own that as a person. You understand? But you also can't expect the rest of the world to capitulate to your identity. And that goes for anybody. It's not just for trans people, that goes for anybody. We can all see ourselves in one light, and the world can see us in a whole nother light, which is why I brought up living in my skin, being a black man in America, right? I can perceive myself one way, which I have. The world at large is going to always perceive me in the way the world wants to perceive me because of all of the preconceived notions that exist. You understand? Like, I can do everything in my power to change those mindsets. I can do everything in my power to articulate why those mindsets may not be right, but they're going to have those ideals. You understand? I can't change their mind, and I can't let that affect my happiness. As long as people are not trespassing against me because I do live in this skin, that's all that matters. As long as it's not hindering me from living my life and walking outside and being within the world, that's what matters. And this is important to me because I want my child to be able to live in this world, to have their own friends, to be able to have a job and not be insecure. I've worked with young trans people before, and they've had these identity issues where, yes, they came and got a job, but the moment somebody misgenders them, the moment somebody, may not even look at them like, not even know that they're trans or anything, but just look at them weird, they feel a certain way, and they're in their feelings. You can't be like that because people gonna look at you. People look at me all the time a certain way. I don't know what the fuck I may have a booger on my face. I don't know, but I can't sit there and let that defeat me the whole day. They may be attracted to me. I don't know. They may be attracted to you, but a lot of, I've noticed, and it's just my experience because and this is specifically to that child of mine. I've been around a lot of people your age that identify that way. And that is a huge insecurity of theirs. And I'm telling you, to the best of everybody's ability, they try to make that person feel comfortable. It is not out of malice a lot of times when people are going out, or they're not going out of their way to make you feel uncomfortable. They're not going out of their way to look at you. You may just appear different because you, like I say, you were born in one skin and you're presented as something else. That's jarring for some people. Not because you're not passing or whatever, vernacular that y'all come up with. It's just because reality is reality, and people are going to perceive reality based on the history that they grew up with. Most people have never been around a trans person. Most people have not been around somebody that identifies in that way, so they're going to, have some trepidation about being around a person. And a lot of people are afraid to be around trans people because they don't want to offend. Now, I met a trans person. What was it? And I was telling um, their mom this story. This was about 2 months ago. This trans person comes into our restaurant, and this is a very attractive trans person. I'm gonna put it like that. Very attractive trans person, which I always say completely passing for most because the host had no idea. I caught on pretty quickly that this was a trans person, but she was dressed to the nines, nice titties, nice shape, everything. Very flirty. She only spoke Spanish. The two other people with her spoke English, but she only spoke Spanish. But she started flirting and talking like really seductively in Spanish to me, right? To the point where she wanted me to go get the host so the host can translate to me what she was saying. And eventually she pretty much asked me for my number, and the host translates that to me, and I'm just looking at the host like, come on, bro. Like, you put me on the spot because, like I say, I'm heterosexual. And I get that a lot of trans people feel that, oh, it's a woman out. I like natural women. You understand what I'm saying? Even though, like I say, this person is very attractive, right? So this person asked the host to ask me in Spanish for my number or if I'm seeing anybody. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely seeing somebody, right? And the host hadn't caught on yet, haven't caught on yet. So when the host goes back to the stand, I got them together. This trans person ended up tipping me like 30 something dollars on a $60 check. I mean, big money over here, right? And was very sweet and everything. But the reason I'm bringing that story up is because that person owned who they were. Even if that person had so much confidence in themselves that even if you were to sit there and be like, even if I was sitting there and say, I don't date people that were born as men, that wouldn't affect that person because that person was owning who they were. That person was able to get out, obviously flirt with somebody else that can probably be intimidating. Then, wasn't gonna get something. I wasn't gonna be like, get the F out of this restaurant. You get the F out of this restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It was just a regular interaction with a person. Now I went over there to the host and like, bro, you come on. Like, you should have told her, like, oh yeah, he's definitely sensitive. You gotta interfere. She was like, why? She was so cute. I was like, that lady was born a man. Nobody, she was like, really? I was like, yes. And I'm not, there are people that are not into that. And y'all can't be upset with that either. You can, and this is to my child too, you can fall in love with the heterosexual male, right? You can't be upset that heterosexual male won't see you as a as a natural female either. You feel me? You can't be so distraught off of that to where it affects your identity. You have to own your own identity. You have to like who you are in your skin because the world is going to only perceive you the way the world wants to perceive you. There's no changing that. The people that will want to be around you and accept you and embrace you are the people that you want to get out there and meet. But you have to give yourself the opportunity to get out there and meet them. Trust me, I know what it's like to want to hide yourself away from the world. I do it all the time. This week, for instance, I've just hidden myself away from the world. I was supposed to be making videos all week. What I've been doing, I come right home, I go right to bed. That's what I've been doing. I just go to work, come home, go to bed. Go to work, come home, get up, work out a little bit, go to bed. That's what I've been doing. Like, right, depression, whatever, da da da. Because maybe I don't feel like my self worth is up to par. Maybe I don't match the identity that I feel that I should be sitting in. I don't like identifying as broke. I'm tired of identifying as broke. You feel me? I'm tired of identifying as poor or in poverty or whatever. You feel me? That's what I'm struggling with. You know what I'm saying? And to my child, and I'm saying that not to because I don't want to misgender them. And it is still uh it's still going to be a challenge for a lot of people in the family to, be everybody on this side of the family accepts what it is. I'm just letting you know right now. It is what it is. We love you regardless of whatever the fuck, right? Like, that you are, the first generation of this batch of grandchildren for us, and they're like from my aunties to my mom, your grandma to everybody. Everybody loves you. Everybody just wants you to be okay. If you're seeing this, I don't know. Sure, if you're seeing this, everybody just wants you to live your best life, madam, ma'am, whatever. We just want you to be happy as a person. And this is coming from your daddy, and your daddy is old school. I can be very ignorant, right? I am stuck in my ways in a lot of ways, right? I am sexist. That's they don't secret here. You know what I mean? I can be a little racist at times. You know what I'm saying? I come from a different generation, right? So this has been. I ain't gonna say has been. It hasn't. When I found out about it, when their mom hit me up about it, of course she was distraught, right? She didn't know how to come at me with that. But at the same time, I told her, I said, you can't, this person's fucking damn near, this person's grown now. So, if they choose to live their life, that the only thing we could do is support that person. The only thing I ask that person to do is to support his siblings, support his mom, or support their moms, support their siblings, and support themselves. And there I am misgendering. Like I say, like it's you know, you see a person come into this world as a baby, right? And you raise this person to, y'all got to take in mind, I raised him, so I was in the house with him for damn near 17 years, or her for damn near 17 years. So there's no blame to go on one side of the parenting aisle or whatever. But you raise this person for that long, you in your head you see that person as that. But people are who they want to be. People are who they identify as who they want to be, and I have to respect that for them. You understand? Like, and I do respect that for you. I just want you to live long. You know what I'm saying? I want you to, I don't want you to mutilate yourself in order to try to fit an aesthetic. I don't want that. I want you to be able to have um, healthy sexual function, regardless of however you identify sexually. I want you to be able to use your shit. Don't cut your shit off. Like, I'm sorry, I got to be graphic. I'd rather you, be able to, have some function there, because there's a lot of when you do that. There's a lot of mutilation sometimes that comes with that, and there's a lot of prosthesis. And just do the research if y'all are, it's a thing, bro. It's a thing. It's a time, bro. It is. It's a time. And for y'all that follow me, understand why I'm making this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, and understand part of like what I what I personally as a parent, and what their mom have been having to adjust to, as far as reality over the last few years, as far as this. And if y'all are gonna comment, please be respectful. Okay, this is like, I'm not talking about some randoms here. You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, yeah, just live your best life. Don't let your identity, you know, own your identity. Go out into the world, spread your light. You are a great person. You are full of light. You're hilarious. You're funny. Everybody misses that. Everybody, they don't give a fuck what, skin you choose to wear, as long as it's your own. Um, we just want you to be heat in the world. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. But people are gonna judge you. That's fine. But family, we not here to do that. That's not what we on. So with that being said, y'all, happy Friday, and catch y'all probably tomorrow, probably sometime this week. I'm gonna try to see. I'm working on my other channel. The other channel is called Not Land. I'll probably leave a link in the description. That channel was going to be a lot more lighthearted. I will cuss on there, but it's going to be about video games, toys, comics. I haven't started putting stuff up there, but it's going to start coming up, starting within the next couple days, couple weeks. And yeah, so go ahead and follow that. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, bye bye.